Hi. Well, it's that time again. Christmas season. I just don't know what to say. This is the time for Christmas lists, and I don't know about you, and maybe it's my age, but I hate Christmas. I was at the shopping mall today, and people were going crazy. They were here, there, and everywhere trying to buy everything, and they didn't know what they wanted. They were just like headless chickens going from here and there and all the rest of it. Oh, I'll never understand it. Anyway, lucky enough, we won't be doing it because we don't do Christmas. We're Christmas abstainers. Anyway, this season absolutely fascinates me. All the flightless, headless chickens running around like they're important. Do they know that in 100 years' time they're going to be dead? Obviously not. So let's do our seasonal psychological autopsy of this time of year. And let's begin with Santa. I mean, come on, Santa? We're not talking about the mythical one, we're talking about the real one, the one that is a traumatised student in a polyester suit, sweating through a fake beard, sitting in what smells faintly of damp fir tree, or you hope it's damp fir tree, desperation and childhood regression. He's sitting there and these kids have to sit on his knee. These kids are terrified. They have to sit on his knee. He's a sweaty student. They don't know him from Adam. Every time a kid goes to see Santa that I've witnessed, the kid has stood there frozen, screaming, crying, trying to stop mummy or daddy putting him on Santa's knee, and eventually gets put on. And, these poor kids, a creepy old man with a beard, and we're feeding children to him. We act surprised when half of them scream in terror. We say, oh, he's magical. When the child's whole nervous system says that this is how a horror movie starts. I've seen this before. We give them nursery rhymes. Nursery rhymes, great. They're full of horror stories, fairy tales, horror stories. And then we give them Santa. That's got to be the most ridiculous thing you've ever heard of. But anyway, that's Santa. He's this, let's call him a dirty old man with a hairy beard that poor kids have to sit on his knee. And God knows how many times they've wet his knee. I wouldn't be shocked if they've wet his knee a lot of times, but this is what happens. This is Christmas, the time of joy and the time of festive ho-ho-ho. So anyway, it's astonishing, really. We'll spend the rest of the year teaching kids about stranger danger. And then in December we go, oh, there's a nice old man. Sit on his knee and tell him your deepest desires. Oh, that's perfectly sane. Then we arrive at shopping. Well, this was my morning in the mall to get some things I needed. And, the people there, they are really shopping Christmas. What are you doing? Who actually needs another ornament? Who needs another plastic angel? Another sentimental object that'll be shoved into a box labelled miscellaneous guilt by January? But no, you must battle the crowds for that very last toy your child wanted. You know the one? And as you're standing there in the queue, heart racing, palms sweating, you're already pre-mourning the moment she unwraps Chloe the cat instead of the Wagalot's kitty that she so desperately wanted. Because Chloe the cat is not just wrong. Chloe is a character assassination. It's the wrong toy. It's the wrong thing. It's just so wrong. And this is how trauma forms. This is how trauma starts. I thought I was going to get Wagalot Kitty and I got Chloe the cat. It's like when you're walking down the street and you tap an old man on the shoulder because you think he's Grandad. Then he turns around. He's not Grandad at all. He's this wizened, angry-looking old man. And you're terrified. Well, welcome to Trauma Land. And this is how it starts. all with Chloe the cat and Waggalot's kitty. And while we're on the topic of shopping, then there's Uncle Bob. Uncle Bob does not want anything. Uncle Bob does not need anything. Uncle Bob will receive another tie anyway. A man with enough neckwear to upholster a mid-sized sofa. But we panic buy, because not buying would mean feeling something, feeling the shame, feeling the guilt, feeling whatever it is we're trying to avoid feeling, and we don't want that. So we buy objects to avoid emotions, or confrontations, or whatever, which is basically the entire Western economy in miniature. Avoidance. Oh, and then I witnessed a fight over crackers. Now that was fun. The crackers, oh yes, and the fighting. Not war, not famine, not medicine, no. Tom Smith crackers. Grown adults engaging in low-level hand-to-hand combat over decorative cardboard tubes containing a paper hat and an insult. Spinoza would weep at that. These are meaningless things. They're trivia. They're trinkets. Why would you fight over them? Yes, it's the last pack of Tom Smith crackers. So what? Then there's the food, which we won't even touch yet, because I need you emotionally stable for the next bit. So, this is the next bit. Let's talk about money. The quiet, tightening feeling in the chest. Do I have enough? Can I afford this? Can I afford a brand new Rolex for the person I'm trying to impress? The answer is always no. But you do it anyway. Because this is not about generosity. This is about belonging insurance. You're buying into the tribe. You're not buying the gift. You're paying off the terror of not being good enough, not being enough. And this is the point where sensibility leaves the building entirely. Any resemblance of normal human behaviour evaporates. People rush, they scream, they push, sometimes they punch, all to reach the till first so they can escape one shop and immediately attack the next one in the endless quest for treasure. If you step back even for 2 seconds, you can actually see it. Our primitive ancestors, hunters, gatherers, eyes wide, hands grabbing, nervous systems flooded with get it now or you'll die later. It's impressive, really. We've built satellites, artificial intelligence and predictive algorithms. And yet, the moment a shelf looks bare, we go full caveman with a credit card. Now, there's a particular feeling that drives this, that sick feeling in your stomach, that this Christmas might be another disaster, another letdown, another fight, another silent drive home, another next year will be better lie. And that fear drives you deeper into the chaos you're trying to escape. That's the addiction. Not to shopping, to not be excluded. So, let's now be honest about the tribe. Human beings are tribal animals. We fear isolation. We feel abandonment. We believe we are weaker alone. And the moment you feel weak, the game begins. When you are weak, I am strong. Christmas is not about generosity. It's about status masquerading as kindness. Who gave more? Who hosted better? Who spent more? Who sacrificed the most? A competitive martyrdom market. Spinoza called this bondage to the affects, when your behaviour is driven not by reason, but by uncomfortable emotional forces. Of course, Martin Butler, my husband, would say it more bluntly. You're not choosing, you're being moved. And what are we being moved by? The terror of the situation of not belonging. Even though, let's be brutally honest, if you were a fly on the wall when you left the room, you'd probably pack your bags now and leave. So yes, Christmas is an addiction to being part of the tribe, to being seen, to being approved of, to being included in a story that quietly suffocates you. Like any addiction, it feels compulsory, and like any addiction, it can be stopped. But first, you have to call it what it is. Not tradition, not magic. Maybe you can call it compulsion in a Santa hat. Who knows? We're certainly not talking about gentle Jesus and baby Jesus and all the rest of it. This is sheer masquerade. It's a fancy dress party, and you're wearing fancy dress costumes because it's an act, it's theatre. There is nothing else to it. And just when you think it can't get any more absurd, we get Advent. Advent. Once upon a time, Advent meant a chocolate behind a cardboard window. One small, unimpressive chocolate. Now I've seen videos of people giving full-size luxury gifts every single day in December. Not chocolates, not tokens. Consumer theatre in daily instalments. By Christmas morning, the child and adult has emotionally peaked, financially exhausted the parents or lover, and recalibrated their dopamine system to expect a standing ovation for breathing. This isn't celebration. This is neurological arms racing. Spinoza warned us all about this 400 years ago. He said, human beings believe themselves to be free, but they are ignorant of the causes by which they are determined, which is philosopher speak for you didn't choose this. You just didn't. You didn't choose a crowd, you didn't choose a guilt, you didn't choose a compulsion, you didn't choose the fear of being left out. You inherited it. You absorbed it. You conformed to it. You normalised it. And now it's running you once a year like clockwork. This season, you are asleep and you're running around like a little chicken with your head cut off. And here's the truly subversive thought. If Christmas were actually healthy, it wouldn't need to be enforced. If it were truly joyful, it wouldn't collapse without ritual. If it was genuinely loving, it wouldn't be upheld by guilt, debt, and emotional blackmail. The fact that people feel personally attacked when others step outside of Christmas, well, tells you everything. So yes, some of us are Christmas abstainers. Not because we're bitter, not because we're broken, but because at some point we saw the machinery and it lost its spell. We didn't cancel Christmas, didn't cancel it for you, we just cancelled it for ourselves. And we simply stopped letting it commandeer our nervous systems. So, here's the part everyone avoids. If Christmas hurts, you're not ungrateful. If you dread it, you're not defective. If you feel angry, something in you is paying attention. And if you still go, if you still show up, if you still play along, at least do it awake. Because the only thing more traumatic than Christmas is mistaking compulsory performance for love. So here's my seasonal offering for you. Spend less, explain less, perform less, disappoint illusions politely. Stop turning your body into collateral for tradition. You don't need more Christmas spirit. You need a psychological permit to be real. And if you're still determined to sit on Santa's knee this year, at least make sure it's consensual. Thank you, and good luck out there. It's a jungle. As always, please subscribe. Please subscribe to Patreon, Substack, Martin Butler's Patreon, Substack. And be festive this Christmas. Buy our books.